How did the United States manage to break entire economies in Latin America without firing a single shot? No tanks, no invasions, just a piece of paper, the US dollar. Let's rewind to the end of World War II. America emerges as the world's undisputed financial superpower. The dollar becomes the king of all currencies, the foundation for global trade, debt, and reserves. For Latin America, this set a dangerous trap. Countries across the region were encouraged and often pressured to take out loans in US dollars. Why? Because international lenders trusted the stability of the dollar far more than they trusted pesos, reals, or at first, it all seemed like a great deal. Dollars poured in, governments invested in new roads and schools, and the economies looked like they were booming. But a massive risk was hiding in plain sight, woven into the fabric of the currency itself. Here's the problem. When a country borrows in dollars, it can't just print more money. To pay off the debt, it has to earn those dollars, usually by selling its goods to the world or by taking on even more dollar-denominated loans. For a while, this system seemed to work. As long as the global economy was chugging along and interest rates stayed low, the party continued, but then the music stopped. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the United States faced its own economic problems, mainly high inflation. To combat this, the US Federal Reserve made a drastic move. It jacked up interest rates. This decision, made in Washington for purely domestic reasons, sent catastrophic shockwaves across Latin America. Overnight, the interest on their dollar debts skyrocketed. The amount of money that countries like Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina owed suddenly became impossibly large. They were on the brink of default. This was the start of the infamous Latin American debt crisis, often called the Lost Decade. Governments were desperate. They were forced to slash public spending, devalue their own currencies, and go hat in hand. Two organizations like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank for bailout loans. But this help wasn't free. It came with a long list of harsh conditions. To get the dollars they desperately needed, these countries had to implement what was called structural adjustment. In practice, this meant tearing down their own economic protections. They were forced to open their markets to foreign competition, sell off state-owned companies like airlines and utilities, gut social programs that supported the poor, and remove barriers that protected local businesses. The results were devastating. Local companies, which had just been starting to find their footing, were crushed by powerful American and European corporations. Wages plummeted, and the gap between the rich and poor widened dramatically. An entire decade of economic progress and development was wiped out, pushing millions into poverty. The dollar also gave the US incredible power during moments of financial panic. Whenever investors got nervous about instability, what did they do? They pulled their money out of Latin American markets and fled to the safety of the US dollar. This caused local currencies to crash, which in turn made their dollar-denominated debts even heavier. It was a vicious cycle that repeated itself over and over. Borrow in dollars, get hit by an external shock, face economic collapse, and then accept painful austerity measures in exchange for more dollar loans to stay afloat. It was a debt trap from which there was almost no escape, a powerful reminder of how financial dominance can be just as potent as military might. Thanks for watching. If you found this explanation insightful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into how our world really works. See you next time.